us a little history on your practice?
Okay, my father started this practice in 1946. It was not in this building. He actually was next door in just a little garage. At that time, it was mostly large animal, the farm animals that he treated. In 1952, he moved this building in from the next road up. It's an old house. In 1952, my uncle also joined him in the practice at that time, and they practiced together until 1972 when my uncle retired. In about 1985, my father stopped doing the large animal, and it turned into a strictly small animal clinic. I joined the practice in 1993, and my father retired in 1996 at the age of 80. Since then, we do just small animals, mostly dogs and cats, with an occasional what we call exotic pets, which might be birds or snakes or other reptiles, and an occasional what we call pocket pets, which are hamsters and gerbils and such.
What is some advice for pet owners this time of year?
Well, this time of year, one of our big concerns are parasites, particularly fleas and ticks. Fleas can be a problem year-round, however, because they don't really die off in the winter, and certainly if they're in the house, they continue to be a problem. We now do have some very good products to help prevent fleas and ticks from infesting your dogs or cats. The other problem, of course, in the summertime, particularly with dogs and certain breeds of dogs, is the heat. Certain dogs, which of course have a very heavy coat, particularly the Huskies and maybe the Golden Retrievers, really can't stand too much heat. And a lot of people, if you exercise them too much, take them for a run or too many long walks, they could get overheated. Other things, of course, with dogs in particular, heartworm prevention is important. Heartworm is a parasite which lives in dogs' hearts. It's carried by mosquitoes, and of course this is the time of year when there's lots of mosquitoes. Cats can also catch the disease, the heartworm parasite. However, it's not as common in cats, and the signs are different. Everything is quite different. We don't generally keep cats on the heartworm preventative, but dogs should be on heartworm preventative pretty much year-round.
How important is a good nutritional program for a pet?
Well, it's quite important. Nowadays, as you've probably noticed, there are hundreds and hundreds of different dog foods and cat foods on the market. Many of them advertising something special about theirs, whether it's that it's like a wild diet or something. Many of them do add many things extra to the diet. We recommend a good quality dog or cat food. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. Those are not necessarily any better. But we also recommend that you stay away from things that might not be completely nutritious. And unfortunately, it's actually quite difficult to tell the nutrition of a dog food or a cat food by looking on the label, because not all protein is the same, and all they have to do is put how much protein is in there. Some protein is more digestible than others. Energy level is also important. To some extent, we do recommend changing diet through the life stages of pets. Younger animals need more protein and more energy, which is basically the fat content, because they're growing. Older dogs and cats may need less energy because they're more sedentary, and we obviously don't want them becoming overweight. So food is very important. We do recommend that people stay away from giving their dogs and cats people food, which I guess is maybe a little bit is okay here and there. Treats are a part of life. Many of the dog treats that are out there are also kind of high in sugar and fat. That's what makes them taste good. We'd like to stay away from those. But just feeding a good quality dog or cat food generally has enough nutrition in it that you don't need to add anything else in.
How much a part of your practice is educating pet owners?
Well, we like to educate them as much as we can, which we kind of touched on before about preventative things, teaching them what to do in the summer or winter, whichever season it is. Also, as we talked about, nutrition, and educating the client or the owner is a big part of what we try to do. Of course, because we can't tell the dog or the cat what they need to do or if they need to get exercise, it is totally up to the pet owner to do what is best for the animal. Sometimes education goes pretty well, but I have to admit there's a lot of times when I probably tell someone something and it goes in one ear and out the other, and we see pets back for the same problem. One of the biggest problems we do see is overweight pets, and that's a very difficult thing for many people to do. As we think most Americans don't get enough exercise, certainly their pets do not either. Particularly a problem for indoor cats, because cats are pretty hard to take for a walk or to make them get any exercise. But it is definitely a major concern, and educating the owner is a big part of it.
If you would like more information on your practice, how can they do that?
Well, we are on Facebook. We are also listed whenever someone Googles veterinary practices Bowling Green, Ohio. We pop up. We are actually in the phone book, if anybody still has a phone book. I know I got one delivered to my house the other day, though we don't really use it either. And in the yellow pages if you Google us, we pop up. It's Jones Veterinary Clinic, and we're also available by phone.
Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you, Calla. It was a pleasure talking to you today.
This is Calla Higgins from the Bowling Green Digital Media Club. Thank you for coming on board for a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
I think it should be a real good thing to have the youth of the community connected with activities that are going on in the Bowling Green community. As a community member, I've been a longtime member of Rotary Club, actually over 40 years, and I've been very active with Bowling Green State University and sponsorship with some of the youth activities, including hockey program at the high school level, and active with St. Al's and other activities such as that, and Community Development Foundation for many years. This is an organization that emphasizes having industrial growth in the community, which helps the tax base, which helps the schools, and those kind of things. So I think it would be very good to get this information out to the community.
Thank you for all you do for this community.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming on board as a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
I think it's very good, again, to encourage our student youth to get involved with community businesses and help support and go back and forth. I think it's a great idea, and we're looking forward to a continued relationship with what you do.
And what other community activities do you support?
We just recently became involved in the Little Library, so the shared book program. You can see that we have a box out front of our spa, and then we help support local student activities, primarily athletics as well, with 4 of our children being in the Bowling Green school system.
Thank you for all you do for this community.
And thanks again for coming to interview us.
Thank you for coming on board as a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
I think it's phenomenal. I think having the opportunity to do this as a student at your age is just absolutely magnificent. I think the training that you get in front of a camera and the real life interaction here is awesome for you. I think that you'll probably see businesses and professions that you wouldn't have even been exposed to without this opportunity here as well too. We think that this is great, and we personally provide a lot of support in the community, certainly through the practice, and also being a member of the Rotary Club as well too.
What other organizations do you support in this community?
Oh, thanks for asking. So we support a lot of school efforts and initiatives. We've provided eye care for individuals who couldn't afford care and who broke their glasses, who've done other things but have been in situations where they can't afford care. And through the Rotary Club, we just provide so much local charity efforts as well, too. So we're heavily and deeply involved in the community.
Thank you for all you do for the community.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on board as a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
I think it's a great way to get young people involved with news coverage, and I think it's a great way to turn a spotlight on the local charities.
What other community activities do you support?
I'm on the board for Wood Lane Residential Services, the pre-professional society at Bowling Green State University, and Rotary Club. This organization, Phipps Levin Hebeka, is going to be having our Veterans Charity on Friday. That's our Stars, Stripes, and Smiles Veterans Appreciation Day, and that's Friday, May 4th.
Thank you for all you do for this community.
Thank you.